We thank you for taking the time to watch our video. This is James Powell. I've been a pastor, a business owner, and I am an online marketer. I am inviting you as a potential customer. We are trying to highlight different churches. And before we start this presentation, our goal is to truly help you promote your church. At the end of this presentation, we are going to highlight a church. And if you would like your church highlighted, please connect with us via email and or our Facebook page. Email james@yourchurchpromotions.com or connect with our Facebook page, facebook.com/yourchurchpromotions. Send us a direct message. Thank you for joining us, and we hope that you have a great day and you enjoy this presentation. And this is James. We do thank you for joining us. And as we start today, this presentation, I do want to remind you that this is about building your church connection to the online community. And of course, many of you already know me, but my name is James Powell, as I introduced myself. But my goal is to help you with social media and the online arena for ministry with your church. That is my whole goal. Now, you may be asking, well, why is that important? Well, we'll get into that. But today, I want to just bring you some quick tips of connecting your online audience with your local church. And as always, I just bring info that someone else has. I give you the link to where I get the info, but I'm just trying to kind of bring it to focus to help you understand that online promotion is very important. So before we go any further, let me just make sure that you understand that tips to help you, this is about to help you increase the online connection and help the online audience feel a part of your church. It's very, very easy to kind of feel like you're by yourself. And so this is about helping your church connect to your online audience. And you may be asking, why should I promote online? And as I keep saying, we've just come through a rough time, and some churches are still dealing with the pandemic and the coronavirus. Many churches have had to go online with services via YouTube, Facebook, and many other venues. These venues have opened up opportunities to expose local churches to many more people than those that currently attend, meaning there's an online audience that will never step foot into your church, but they'll watch your videos, your archives, your Facebook replays, and the gospel will still to this generation. It opens doors to potential converts. Did you realize there are 2 billion users on YouTube? If you can just get a little piece of that pie. And of course, Facebook has 2.7 billion users. So that's why you should promote online. Okay, I'm going to quickly go through 6 ways to engage your online community better. And again, we have the link here, right to the left, on the left middle. That is the link where I got this and improve. You live stream your service. And if you don't, you need to look at live streaming. But live streaming your church service allows your members to participate and worship with you anytime, anywhere. But it's also a great way to expose your church to people who have never been to your services before, whether those people are local, across the country, or on another continent. There are things you can do to help online community can help some people transition to joining you in person, or encourage them to invite others into the experience. So, as you connect with people online, you may find that there are growing pockets of fellow believers joining you from around the world. So, I'm going to approach 6 ways to engage your online community. Okay, number 1, directly address them during the service. Occasionally, people who live stream your service, listen to your podcast, or watch recordings will reach out to share about their experience with you. Maybe there's a family joining you from their living room, and maybe it's clear across the world, South America, every week. Or maybe a church that's in transition who has been relying on your teachings while they search for a teaching pastor. Perhaps someone discovered you while sitting in their favorite coffee shop a few states away. Whatever the case, you want these people to know that you value their participation. Mentioning them by name during the service, or calling out areas where you have a lot of using your church to reach beyond their local community. Number 2, it makes your online their part of your congregation. Encourage online viewers to continue joining you each week. And it may even inspire events just for them. I know I was talking with one pastor, and I mentioned to him, so you need to connect with your online viewers and do a special, pastoral live video, a question and answer session. And he was thinking about it before he ended up leaving the church, but he understood. Help your online community participate in what church is doing. They often still feel depending on how scattered are. There are several ways you can more directly engage them. If there are a lot of local people joining you online, consider inviting them to join you virtually for coffee. You just kind of start hosting a live Facebook, grab your coffee cup, and just talk about your church. And do a meeting. You can actually do a meeting now with Facebook Live, but join virtually. Schedule the time to meet up virtually outside of your regularly scheduled sermon. And during the service, make a point of announcing when and what time that will be. This is creating a special event just for them. You could also host some streaming parties or location-based small groups to encourage them to gather and interact with others in the area. Of course, many things that are going on with a COVID, there's limitations that the online congregation, that this is something you value and you prioritize. But it also helps people feel like they belong to a real group. So if a striving online community is a core part of your church, or you would like it to be, you might want to consider giving it a distinct name, saying, whatever the name of your church is just an example. The name of your church, our such and such a church online community, or our online community for such and such a church, or whatever. But give it a name. Make them feel part. Now, you wouldn't want to do this if live streaming is the extent of your efforts to, well, you do live streaming from your sanctuary. really reach out and help your online community and make them feel part. Okay, number 4, invite them to share their stories. And let me just say, this is a very, very important part. One of the challenges of creating an authentic, meaningful online church community is that it often feels one sided. You see, your online viewers, they log on and they just listen and they regularly see and hear from you, but there aren't many opportunities for them to get involved and for you to get to know them. During your announcements or at another appropriate time in the service, consider inviting your online viewers to tell more about themselves. Whether it may be in a Facebook live stream, have them comment, tell where they're from, tell how what this will do is it gives you valuable information that could inform you how you view, talk about, and grow your online community in the future. You can refer to these follow-up opportunities. Number 5, be responsive and available online. Whether someone reaches out on social media, email, or a website form, responding quickly shows them that this is a good way to interact with your church. Number 1. And number 2, that you care about them. If it takes days for someone from your church to reply to a Facebook message, that is important to you, which means people will use it less and less. That may not seem like a big deal, but if the best way for someone to interact with you is online and their first interaction with you makes them feel like they aren't important to you, that doesn't really motivate with your church. So reply to them quickly. And this is probably a way, this is just normal business common sense. We all struggle with it at times, but be responsive and available online. This is their only contact. Okay, and then the last thing, specialized groups. Creating one gives you a convenient gathering place for your online community, and you can use it to share and discuss your live stream, blog posts, podcast episodes, and other online content, or to spark supplementary conversations and provide a simple way for people to share their stories and interact with church staff. Think of this, your online community is a group of people. Above all, remember that every view and every play to overcome barriers and cross borders. You in need of help with your ministry. If you'd like to connect with us and contact us, you can do it. Send me an email, james@yourchurchpromotions.com, or go to our Facebook, facebook.com/yourchurchpromotions, or an email to james@jjmediaonline, or you can go to yourchurchpromotions.com. Said I was going to highlight a church at the end of this. And one of the reasons why I want to highlight this is show you what we can do. I want to highlight Pilgrim Holiness, Rochester Hills, Michigan. Of course, I personally know the pastor. It's Reverend Dan Clemens, but I want to highlight their church. I've created a video.